wanted to give you a quick review of this Oral-B 500 toothbrush. My decision for us was that there's no battery that needs replaced since it's rechargeable, and also there's a 2-minute timer. The instructions are really no help at all. Not that you need much instruction for a toothbrush, but something you might not know, and is nowhere in the instructions, is that there is not a light to indicate on here that the toothbrush is actively charging. And that's a simple feature, but it's important because if you don't have it in the off position when you place it on the charger, it will not charge. And you might think, well, of course I'll know that I've turned it off. Well, yes, if you're charging when it still has power, but if you've been using it until it's out of power, you can't tell when it's on or when it's off. There's no click on this switch, and there's no light indicator. It doesn't have the words on, off. So when it's completely out of power, you really do not know if the button is in the on position or the off position. Now, the advantage with a timer with any toothbrush is that you are going to actually be scrubbing your teeth for as long as you should be and really getting them clean. The timer feature is built in, which is great, but when it comes close to the end of your 2 minutes, instead of giving a little beep, it pulses on and off quickly, and so that kind of seems like it's maybe malfunctioning at first until you know that's the signal that your 2 minutes is about up. When you pull it out of the package, or at least when we did, it was already fully charged, and so we could turn it on and see that the dual action is working there. Turn it off. There is no adjustability in the timer. It's always set for 2 minutes, no more, no less, and it will keep a charge for several days if it's been charging on the unit for a full 16 hours. Charging this toothbrush is simple enough to just drop it on. There is nothing to keep it on, though. You can see it wobbles around a bit, and if you knock that just the slightest bit, it may actually tip over. So it might feel better if it had some kind of locking mechanism, or maybe a wider base, so that you don't get that feeling that it's going to fall over. Replacing batteries in a regular battery operated toothbrush is really not that big of a deal now that we see this feels like a battery operated toothbrush anyway, and with a cord right beside the sink to charge it along with everything else you might have by the sink, may not be that big of an advantage. You can pack it by itself and it will keep it charged, at least in the beginning, for several days, depending on how long or how often you're brushing. But then again, you could bring the whole charging unit. It just doesn't have a carrying case or anything like that. This model does come with a ring around the base of the brush head, and I assume that's to identify it as being yours in case you have multiple Oral-B 500s in your bathroom, so you know which one is yours. It only came with one ring color though, so I'm assuming other boxes would have other colors. I'm not sure how that works. And the brush head is interchangeable with any other style of Oral-B brush head that you might want to plug onto here. So if you're looking for a rechargeable electric toothbrush, this is one of the simplest and most inexpensive models that we found. So that's our review of the Oral-B 500 electric toothbrush that is rechargeable with a built-in timer.